Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. I really appreciate you taking out time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciate it, so thank you in advance. Now, there was no way I was going to do this series and not do Pokemon games. Like, if you know me, you know I love Pokemon. I love most of the monster collecting games, but Pokemon is the standard bearer, right? So how could I do a series about my gaming journey without talking about one of the most important gaming series in my gaming journey? So I'm going to start off with the foundation, the first Pokemon game that I owned, Pokemon Blue. Now, I'm going to try not to be emotional as I talk about this game, because for me, this is really important for me for a bunch of different reasons. One, it's Pokemon. This series, has been around, this is 98 for me. And this is one of the games that the moment it hit the scene, the moment I saw it, the moment I saw a kid in my class playing Red, I needed it. I needed it in a way that I hadn't needed a game in a very long time. Like, it felt like seeing Street Fighter 2 in the bus station as a kid. It felt like the first time, I jumped with Mario. Like, it had that level of impression on me. And I remember saving up my allowance, like basically not eating lunch and snack so that I could get this game. And I didn't have a Game Boy at the time, which sounds crazy, but for whatever reason, I didn't have a Game Boy at the time, but I did have a Super Game Boy on my SNES. So not only did I get to play this game, but I got to play it on the TV. And if you are familiar with it, they had a Pokemon wallpaper on your Super Game Boy. I didn't even know they had custom wallpapers on it back then. And there was color palettes that you can see from the video where the blue version, everything was blue, and then the red version, everything was kind of red. But there was also some slight changes in the colors from time to time, right? So you got an extra little bit of color on your palette. And, this game, just the journey of playing the Pokemon trainer, whether you pretended to be Ash, as some people have pointed out that they were, in their mind, they were Ash. And in my mind, I was, blue or red, whoever you want to call yourself. And I was on this journey to be the best Pokemon trainer ever. I didn't really care. I've never cared about catching every Pokemon. I know that's kind of the point of the game, but for me, it was I wanted to be the best trainer. And obviously, I never played this game competitively and never had any desire to do so. But this game was such a wonderful journey. And nowadays, when I pick a Pokemon game, I generally lean towards the fire Pokemon. But back then, I started with Bulbasaur. And I did that because every kid was playing Charmander and other kids were playing Squirtle just to counter the kids who were playing Charmander. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna ride with Bulbasaur, which I found out was actually the easiest route, because as soon as you get Vine Whip, you can run through the first few gyms pretty easy. But there's so many just wonderful moments in this game. First and foremost, going into Viridian Forest, and that's your first foray into random battles with trainers. When they see you, they lock eyes, we got a battle, right? And prior to that, you only really battle your rival, which I always named after my brother Justin. Nowadays, I name him after Battleship Boy, because that's now my actual Pokemon rival, even though we never go against each other. But back then, I was always going against my brother, who I looked up to, and even though he never played Pokemon, that was always in my mind. This was my way of kind of keeping in contact with him, even though we were states apart at times. And I remember just going through that Viridian Forest and feeling like being stuck in this maze, and just that sense of me and my Pokemon just trying to claw and scratch our way through these perilous times, and finding that Pikachu in the Viridian Forest, which I got a chance to do on this footage, and I felt a sense of it was a very surreal feeling to kind of put myself back into the mindset of 9-10-year-old Darius playing Pokemon for the first time. And this series, again, like I said, I'm trying to be emotional, but this is an emotional game for me, because this game became such an important part of not even just video gaming, but my life in general. I made a lot of friends through the series, lifelong friends through the series. And this game was almost almost the last game of this series. Like, I don't have everything plotted out exactly the way I want to, but this game was almost the last game of the series to let you know how important it was and still is to me. And going back and seeing this just brought up so many beautiful memories, you know, picking up an Abra when you first get out of the Mount Moon and just trying to, you know, put the Pokemon in front before they had the experience share. Like, I love all of the changes they've made to Pokemon. I don't really care how people view all the different iterations and all of that as Pokemon. Like, it's always going to be a good time to me, and I don't really get into a lot of the specifics as to why this version is this and that. I don't care, right? It's Pokemon. You know what to expect. You've gotten it every single time they release one, and I'm just happy that we still continue to get Pokemon releases. So I always try to do my part and support the series, just because it's given me so many amazing memories that, you know, it's in the same category for me as, like, you know, what Street Fighter did for me for gaming, and what games like Xenogears did for me, and in those type of games, I hold it in the highest of high esteem. So you're not gonna hear me talk bad about Pokemon. It's just not something that I can do. Even the versions that I didn't spend as much time on, they were still Pokemon entries, and they still were good enough. So I know if you've been watching these videos, I know you play Pokemon. So just tell me something about your Pokemon journey. Your first game, your favorite Pokemon. You know, I kind of flip flop. I got a few of my favorites. I'm gonna give you a couple today, and we'll talk about some more in the future. But especially back then in this time, I probably would say Dragonite, who has always been like my ace, Gyarados, and I'll give you Electabuzz right now. And that kind of tells you, you know, to a degree where I kind of skew, but I'll give you some more of my favorites later on. But I'd love to hear some of your favorites, especially from the OG 151. You know, all Pokemon are welcome, but I'd love to hear the ones that are part of that category. So I really appreciate you letting me reminisce with you today. Y'all have fun. Y'all be safe.